Hey everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. This past weekend was the Gay Super Bowl, Eurovision. And this year, unfortunately, Logo was not airing it in the US, as they have the past few years. But even though there's no US broadcaster for the Eurovision Song Contest 2019, they still blocked their YouTube stream in America. You can watch the music videos, you can watch the rehearsals, you can watch interview clips. If you want to watch the actual show, or clips from the show, it's not happening. It's just not happening. Not in America. We're screwed. It's quite rude. Like back in the day, you could watch it all on YouTube and it was great. It was the easy, simple way to do it. They also had a stream, they used to actually have it on the Eurovision website, like they had a video player on the Eurovision website that would play the show, and that was great. But then they switched to YouTube, which was then geo-blocked, which sucks. So I've had to find alternative methods to watch the semifinals the past few years, but I could at least watch the finals on television on Logo. But not this year. So this year, I caved because I am not trying to do anything complicated with VPNs or nonsense, and I don't want to watch it on the computer. I wanted to watch it on my TV, but I can't do it with YouTube. So I just caved and I bought myself a Chromecast. They're not expensive. I said it's fine. I'll get a Chromecast. I plug it into my TV, and then I can just cast the video from whatever website I can find streaming the Eurovision Song Contest onto my TV. And there were. And there's official streams too. I remember before I had found with the help of friends who sent me links and such. People are always sending links around on Twitter and such, on social media, to help other American Eurovision fans find the show and watch it. There's plenty of quasi-legal streams, but then there's actual legal streams. Like on the Eurovision website, they have a list of country broadcasters and links to their broadcast websites where you can stream the show. Unfortunately, most of those are also geo-blocked in America, or outside of that country in general. But we did find the Armenian stream worked in America and it had good quality picture. So the first semifinal and the second semifinal we watched in Armenian. So they were very talkative announcers, so sort of whatever. We missed a lot of what the hosts were saying because the Armenian announcers were literally translating everything, it seemed. But the second semifinal, the picture quality kept dropping in and out, and I didn't know if it was the Armenian stream or our internet or what, so it would just keep going in and out of quality, and when they got to the results, it just froze completely, so I had to switch, and I found Denmark worked, so we watched the ending of the second semifinal on Denmark, and I was going to watch the finale, the grand final, with the Denmark stream, but then I found a link to the Swedish stream, which was fantastic, and slightly less chatty announcers, so I was able to hear a little bit more of the hosts because they were speaking English. It was a great show. I love Eurovision. Every year on here, I gush about Eurovision, and I wear this same t-shirt, because it's expensive, and I'm going to just keep wearing this one until it falls apart. The first semifinal had some good songs, but it was mostly crap. So the good songs and some of the crappier songs got through. The second semifinal, there were 18 songs, and only 10 get through, and I liked 11 or 12 of those, so it was disappointing because obviously there were a few songs that got through that I wished did not. The one that I wished had gotten through to the grand final was Romania. I thought Romania was robbed. It's a good song, and I loved their super goth staging of it. It was terrific. But the actual Eurovision show was really quite good. There were only a couple of songs that were ugh. Israel's song was terrible. And as someone pointed out on Twitter, they're like, well, no one wants to host it twice in a year. It's crazy expensive to do that. So clearly, that's why every year the host country sends a really bad song. And I'm like, you don't have to send such a bad song. That song put me to sleep. It was terrible. You could send an average song that isn't going to win. but maybe I guess they don't want to risk it. I don't know. I was actually pleased with the winner. I was okay. The Netherlands won. But Sweden came in a close second, and they were kind of... I mean, Sweden's, like, great. They're always good. But it's a good, catchy pop song that you're going to forget tomorrow. So I was pleased that Norway they won the popular votes. They got the most points from the popular vote. That pushed them into like 4th or 5th place or something, because they were like way down in the second half because none of the juries were voting for them. Which I heard a rumor that because the juries vote on the rehearsal, they had a technical problem in the rehearsal and they weren't allowed to redo it. So I guess that affected their score from the juries. But they were good in the show, so the popular vote gave them a lot of love. So they finished strong, which I was pleased for. Also, my favorite song this year was from Azerbaijan, and not just because Chingiz, the singer of it, is super hot. It's actually a really good, catchy song, and I really enjoy it. And it did surprisingly well. I was expecting it to, like, I was like, this isn't even going to make the finals because it's my favorite song, but it totally sailed through the semifinals into the grand final, and it actually got quite a good score. I was pleased that it did well. So that's it for this year, and now I have to wait until next year for more glorious Euro pop catchy love. And I apologize for that car alarm, but I'm not redoing this. Honestly, who has a car alarm anymore anyway? Nobody has car alarms these days. On to gaming. This week I have still, as every single episode I say this, but it does not change, I am still playing the hell out of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm obsessed. It is ridiculous. And as I said, it's funny because last episode I was talking about how I was surprised at how invested I was with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, being that I hadn't done anything truly related to the main story in a really long time. I had been doing nothing but side quests and random stuff, and, there was one island where, like, there were these 2 islands where I had, like, a whole storyline in that section. There was, like, a whole, like, subplot that happened with, like, a revolution, and an ill-fated romance. I attempted to romance both sides of a couple, and it did not end well. I unfortunately romanced the woman, and then when I tried to romance the guy, got a little upset. Not that I had romanced his girlfriend, and then tried to sleep with him, but because I had helped the revolution and been the hero, and he wanted to be the hero, so he got, like, really pissed and he tried to kill me. So we did not have sex. I was forced to kill him, and that was annoying and upsetting. I wish I had known about this plotline before, so that I wouldn't have romanced her and I could have slept with him instead. Because then I think if you sleep with him, you can still sleep with her, and it's okay. But if you sleep with her and then he kills you, he forces you to kill him, which is just not cool. Not cool, game. But also not cool is what they did. I unearthed the identity of another one of the cultists. So I went and teleported. I fast-traveled because it was a far trip. I wasn't going to sail that. It's annoying. I fast-traveled back to Athens. Unfortunately, when I arrived in Athens, they forced me into a story mission with multiple parts. Athens was a mess, and there was all drama going on, and there was, like, big plot developments, and I suppose I could have tried to reset my quest marker to be the cultist, but I was intrigued and suddenly pulled back into the story and going, oh, okay, what's up with this? And let me see what happens next, because it was very dramatic. And so I went through and I did that whole section, and that ended very badly. I will give them credit. It's not as good as, say, like Red Dead Redemption 2, when they would kill off one of the supporting characters and you were like, oh no, I liked them! Ah, dang it! Here, I'm not really invested in any of the supporting cast so much, so I'm not as, if they kill somebody off, I'm not going to be that heartbroken about it. But they did go the cheap route, and they killed the one character that they knew would be like a little tug at the heartstrings. And I was just like, that's a little fucked up, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You know, to kill them, and that's just, it's not cool. So, once again, not cool. So, I'm feeling like I need to brace myself for a few more not cool moments in this game as I continue onwards. But I did get back to the story, and that was interesting. And now I'm, you know, a little more story-focused right now. Although, there's the whole list of quests to do, and there's a whole chunk of, like, miscellaneous side stuff to do. And, I want to do it, because it's very cool and interesting. So, the only problem is that in a normal game, I would do all those side quests so that I could level up and make the main quests and the ending much easier to play. Unfortunately, because Assassin's Creed Odyssey levels up with you, doing all those side quests doesn't really, you know, leveling up doesn't help. I mean, it'll help get you, like, more gold, drachmir and stuff so that you can, like, buy better weapons and upgrade your stuff. But the actual levels, not really helping. But it's still a really great game, and I'm still obsessed with it, and it's crazy. We'll see how long this lasts. I would have expected I'd be bored with it by now, but I'm not. So I think I might actually make it to the end of this thing. It's going to take me a long time, based on how it's playing out with all of these side quests. Also, every other week it seems like I get a pop-up saying, okay, there's new DLC, restart your game to activate it. And I'm like, oh my god, stop with the DLC. Because I actually did a DLC mission that when I got the trophy for it, I was like, why is this such a rare trophy that not that many people have gotten? And I was like, oh, it's because this was like DLC that came out after the game, so everyone else had already finished it, so maybe only a few people came back to do that quest. Whereas, because I played this game so much later than everyone else, it was already available from the start. So once I got that character, suddenly Barnabas is like, hey, help me find my wife. And I'm like, yeah, later. But it got annoying because every time I'm on the boat, like, there's the little icon over his head, and I'm just like, I need that icon to go away, because it's kind of driving me insane. So I basically was like, we're going to go and do your side quest now, because I'm at a level where I can handle those islands, and we'll go do it. I'll go find your Circe and the Cyclops and everything, and we'll deal with that. So I did do that side quest because, you know, just to get rid of the icon, really. Not because I wanted to help the guy find his wife, but, you know, I just wanted to clean up the screen, you know? Because I have notification anxiety. On my phone, on my computer, email or app notifications, like the little notifications have to be swiped away and erased. I can't have the little red dots on anything, so when I play Assassin's Creed Odyssey and I get new equipment or a new clue or a new skill or whatever, like if there's a new quest, like there's the little exclamation point above that tab on the menu, I have to go to that tab and clear it so that I don't have all those exclamation points, because I have some kind of crazy anxiety about it and it freaks me out, so I'm weird. So, come back next week. There were no new movies this week, but there's some big ones coming out, so I'll have more to talk about next week. Maybe I'll try playing a different game. I don't know. I can't help it. I know you must be getting really bored with hearing about me playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so I'll try to make it more interesting next week. I'll find something else to talk about. Okay? Bye!